In this video tutorial, we're going to cover RSS. RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication, and we're going to talk about the media RSS and the standard text RSS. And just like all of our components, you can use the media RSS and the RSS components directly on the timeline or within a scene. So we'll cover both scenarios. So first, to use the media RSS and the RSS in scenes, we'll go ahead and enable the scenes, click on navigation and editors. And let's go ahead and add a new scene. Click on the plus sign right here. And we'll go ahead and rename this to RSS and media RSS. And make a little bit more room here. Now, as you can see over here under the components, we have the RSS News and the media RSS. The RSS News allows you to show a ticker of text that changes on a daily basis or sometimes even an hourly basis depending on your feed. So we went ahead and dragged the RSS News over to the scene, and we can position it wherever we want within the scene. And once we select it, we can see that we have these properties right here. We have the common properties that are common to all components, and we have the specific RSS properties that are specific to this RSS component. So first, I'll go ahead and just change the background here so we can see contrast better with our RSS components. So I'll click on the background and go to common, and I'll go ahead and set a gradient background. That's about right. And now for my RSS, let's go ahead and review some of the properties that we can change. And we'll go ahead and switch to the RSS tab. And to change the source of the RSS feed, we have a drop down right here. And let's go ahead and switch to business. So now we're looking at business news. And this is set to vertical scroll. So if we click on play, you can see that it's scrolling vertically. We can stop it and change it to horizontal. And now we have a horizontal scroll. We can also change the speed of the scroll right here. So now it's running much faster. There are also other properties you can change, like the font. So we'll go ahead and pick a different font style. And we can also change the font size and the color of the font. And again, click on play to review it. And you can also type in your own custom URL if you know of a specific RSS that you want to use. Simply click on the drop down and go to custom URL. And then you can type in your own custom URL right here. Another really neat feature is the ability to embed your own custom text. So let's go ahead and click on this drop down one more time and select embedded RSS. Now this works for both horizontal and vertical, but we'll just go ahead and select vertical for this demonstration. And notice that as soon as I select embedded RSS, I all of a sudden have this data grid over here on the bottom that I can add my own text to. So if I click on this plus sign right here, I can add a new field, and in this field, if I click on it, I can say welcome, and over here in the description I can say today's special. So now I can add my own custom RSS information, and if I click on the plus sign one more time, I can add another field and another field, and of course I can change the same properties. So I can change the colors for both the title and the description, and I can change the fonts just like I do with regular RSS feeds. And just like regular RSS feed, I can click on play and have it scroll vertically or horizontally. I'll go ahead and change a few more fields here. So I'll change the title so you can see the difference in each title. And again, click on play, and the information is reflected right away. Now next, we'll go ahead and cover the media RSS. So let's go ahead and minimize this standard RSS. Set this to horizontal. And we'll go ahead and drag over here from our component list. We're going to drag our Media RSS podcast component. Now, just like the RSS component, we have this RSS property right here. And you can see that right here we can select the feed, the news feed, or other different feeds that we have available for you. So we'll go ahead and select politics. And you can see as soon as we select it, it's going to start loading up the feed. And the nice thing about Media RSS is that Media RSS is built from a whole bunch of videos that are going to display one after the other in a sequential order. However, our system is smart enough to actually randomize the order to keep the content more fresh. And this content normally changes on a daily basis, so you always have new videos playing in your Media RSS component. And as you can see, right now we have our Media podcast running. And of course, we can resize it or move it around just like we do with any other component within a scene. Change the layout. Just like we do with any other object within a scene. So pretty flexible. Then we can click on the play and watch it go with our RSS on top. And one of the advantages of using the Media RSS is because this is a built-in component, it takes advantage of our caching engine. So all the videos get cached in your local hard drive in the player. If the internet goes down, there's no interruption in service. The system will continue to play the videos, and when the system comes back online, if there are new Media RSS videos to display, the system will go ahead and download these videos and cache them. So again, it's pretty transparent to you. Our system completely takes care of all the caching mechanism with this Media RSS, and the regular RSS component also works in the same fashion. So next we're going to cover putting the Media RSS and the RSS not within a scene but directly on the timeline. So let's go ahead and switch to our campaign. And I'll go ahead and make a little bit more room here. And as you can see right now, we have a bunch of RSS and Media RSS components directly on the timeline. So let me go ahead and demonstrate how this is done. We can of course switch a toolbox and switch to scenes, and then go to the scene that we've created, the Media RSS and RSS scene that we just created, drag and drop that on the timeline, and put the scene directly on the timeline. If we double click on it and review it, this is the same scene that we created earlier. So of course that's one option. But another option is actually to go to the components and then simply drag and drop the RSS News and the Media RSS to the timeline directly. So now the RSS News and the Media RSS will occupy the full size of the screen division. Now if you double click on any of these components, you'll see that you'll get the same properties that we covered earlier, as well as the Media RSS. You have all the same properties as well. Next we'll cover a feature that's not part of the Media RSS component, but that does affect it. So right now this Media RSS component resides on channel 1, on my first channel. So if we click on this channel properties on my first channel to load up the channel properties, you'll see that we have this respect content length, and by default this option is checked on. And because it is checked on, it means that any resource that I put on my first channel will play for exactly the duration that I've set it to. So if I put this RSS News to play for about 10 seconds and I put the Media RSS to play for about 20 seconds, that's exactly what these components are going to play for. And when you're dealing with the RSS News component, that's fine. I know exactly what I want to play this component for. I want to play it for exactly 10 or 20 or 30 seconds. However, when you're dealing with video, such as the case with Media RSS, you don't know exactly how many videos are going to be part of this podcast. Also, you don't know the duration of each video. So although I put this particular component for a duration of 20 seconds, maybe there's a total of 15 videos that are part of this podcast, and each video could have a different length to it. So one of the things that I can do to fix this problem, I can go to my first channel and take off the respect content length. And this respect content length checkbox only affects the video player and the media RSS podcast player. So it only affects these two components, video and the media RSS components. So when I take this checkbox off, now what is going to happen? The system will ignore the duration of the timeline, so it will no longer play just for 20 seconds. It will actually play for the full duration of all the videos that are part of this media RSS podcast. And when all videos have completed to play, at that point it will go ahead and start playing the next component, which in this case is this image right here, because if this was the only timeline that I have in the system, in my sequence, it'll play all the videos that are part of this media RSS podcast to the full length of all the videos, and once the last video plays to completion, it'll go and roll back to my first component, which is this image right here. And again, this respect content length as of current release only affects the video player and the media podcast. So if I check this back on, now this media RSS will only play for 20 seconds, and of course it doesn't affect any of the other components here except this one, because this one, if I double click on it, it is a video. So since I have the checkbox on right now, it is going to play for several seconds. However, if I go back to my first video and take it off, what's going to happen is that now this video right here is actually going to play to the full duration until this video ends, and only after that we'll move on to my next component. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and please let us know if you have any questions or feedback.